What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod, episode 82, and it is Friendship Friday. And we have our two-time friend on Friendship Friday.
Back to back.
Blayne.
That didn't sound right.
It didn't sound right. It didn't come
We've only
out right.
been friends twice. That's it.
Yeah, Blayne Barber's back with us. We are proud members of the Believe Podcast Network, the number one podcast network for professionals, and we're ready to talk about the first round of the Korn Ferry Tour Q School, and Blayne lit it up today, and we want to hear all about it. So, Blayne, awesome playing today. The floor is yours, sir. Tell us everything from what'd you eat for breakfast?
Yeah,
everything. I want to hear it.
Nice
all.
forearms, by the way.
I think that was unintentional. So alarm was set at 5:15 this morning.
Yes.
I like to be nice and awake and ready and lubed up with my coffee when the time comes to play. So came downstairs and I thought I heard something, and my boy Wyatt, my caddy, is staying in the same house that I'm in, and I heard a noise and I was like, no chance he's up yet. And he's downstairs, he's making toast, he's got his coffee going.
Yes.
He's all perky and excited and says good morning, and I'm like, gracious, these guys excited. And he's like, you're gonna like what I got set up upstairs, because he's like staying up these stairs where the room I'm sitting in here. And I'm like, okay, but give me a second. I'm like, not even awake yet. Let me get some coffee. And so I get my coffee and I walk up here, and he's got his iPad streaming on the TV of the 05 Masters final round broadcast. And him and I like watching Masters highlights. And I was like, I typically start my day a little slower. I kind of drink some coffee and then I read my Bible and I just kind of ease into the day. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch the Masters highlights. So I watched this, and no disrespect to Chris DeMarco, unbelievable competitor, phenomenal career. I'm watching Chris DeMarco competing against Tiger Woods, and I'm just being fueled with optimism that I can play with anyone. I'm watching Chris DeMarco on the TV.
Yeah.
And so that's a long story to I was just competitively fired up to start the day.
What a
and
way
they
to
were
start
making
the day.
They were making all kinds of silly mistakes. They're bogeying 15 on the final round. And I'm just man, I got to get out. I got to get over myself. Like I get worried when I hit a 6-iron to 40 feet and Tiger's pumping it in the water. So anyways, that happened. Then I kind of do my normal routine, and then we got out to the course, and it was chilly this morning.
Yes.
Little windy, blustery type, 10 to 12 mile an hour out of the north. It was gusting, so that was a little tricky. And the warm up went great, and I just feel, honestly, I'm like, this is my third or fourth time at final stage. I think third time, and I've been a pro for about 10 years, and I feel like I'm playing with a lot of freedom right now. So I got zero pressure this week.
Dangerous.
Like it's a good place. I'm super grateful for that. That hasn't always been the case, but like no nerves on the first tee, just like, let's go, let's get it going. So the warm up was great. If you, depending on how many details you want, the last 3 days have sucked. My game has felt atrocious. Last week in Auburn, I think I hit 10 balls OB playing my home course. Like, swing felt terrible.
Yikes.
That messes with me a lot because I'm a perfectionist. I'm very type A. And so last week was a little discombobulating because I'm trying to put in good work and practice efficiently and productively, and then I'd go out and play. It was just it was a wreck. And then the last 3 days were pretty similar. Like, I hit it terrible the last 3 days. And what I feel like I'm settling into at this point in my career, and what I think the vision I'm kind of seeing to where I feel like I'm going to be successful moving forward, is that I'm just understanding how to separate the physical from the mental. And like, I feel like I can go out there and play with my mind and have an advantage and get ahead by that. And then the physical part of my game, which is objectively really good, and I just don't see that all the time, just kind of follows that. And so
Right.
It just clicked today. Like, I feel like I'm and it didn't just click like I just started swinging it good. It clicked like, hey, it's game time. I'm a competitor. I'm an athlete. Let's go do this. And
Bam.
so that's really exciting. Like I haven't possessed that for the last 10 years. You know, it's
23 straight rounds under par, always stroking, baby.
Let's go, Wyatt.
there's Wyatt here. We're gonna get
Wow.
put this in your right ear. So went out there today kind of with just a clear mind and that sort of feeling in between the ears, and yeah, it was great. So that was kind of the lead up into the round.
That's awesome.
Real quick, Blayne, you were making
Yes.
the point, and I've talked about this a lot. So that I know that the gap in talent gets smaller and smaller the further
Yep.
up you go, the rungs. And I've heard guys talk about the difference between the guys on tour and the guys struggling on the mini tours is not the physical game, that you guys all have
That's
the
right.
capacity to smoke it down the middle, make putts, get up
Yeah.
and down from everywhere, but it's the mental game that seems to,
That's right.
to be the differentiator. So it's like you got that
For
on
sure.
lock.
And then you got
Yeah,
a,
and
I was like, then you got a baller caddy that has 2005 Masters highlights ready for you
Yeah.
in the morning. I mean,
for sure, he knew exactly what I needed this morning.
Gets your blood flowing.
And
Wyatt,
Did you sleep
Um,
last night?
Wyatt,
Oh, yeah,
did you
I slept
sleep at all?
I went to sleep early and I woke up early.
That's what it
Fire
sounds
up.
like.
Love
First day
it.
of school, man. He was excited.
That's awesome. That's so
What was
awesome.
your tee time this morning, Blayne?
8:45. We were first off, which was nice. You can always kind of go out there and set the pace, and you're not worried, following the group in front of you. And then because 2 courses and a standard size field, the first tee time was 8:45. So that was great. We didn't have to get up, crazy early or anything.
Do you have a preference? And do you have what's your favorite tee time? It's just a random question. Like if you just pick a day to tee off every single day.
I mean, I like going really early. It's hard I typically wake up 3 hours before my tee time. So like during the regular season, at one point this year, I got a 6:30 tee time. So my alarm set 3:30.
Dang.
First time I've ever done that. And that's brutal, but then being done at 11 o'clock is sweet because you can just rest the rest of the day. You can practice, we'll get a workout in and not feel like rushed or fatigued. And so I like early morning tee times. It changes throughout the year. Like it stinks when it's 48 degrees outside and the wind's pumping, but you just kind of roll with it and you just get a little bit of everything, just how it works.
I'm assuming that Wyatt was not up with toast and coffee on the 6 a.m. tee time waiting on you.
That was pre-Wyatt. But yeah,
We don't talk about that.
I don't think he would have been up there. That's for sure.
So it's 2 different courses. All right. So you played, is one of them more like you feel like is easier than the other, or are they both about the same? How do you feel about the 2 courses?
I felt pretty similar. The green complexes on Magnolia, which I'll play tomorrow, are more difficult, a little bit more undulating. They're brand new. The course has been closed literally until we played it this week. So members haven't seen it in a year.
Wow.
And they went pretty crazy with contours and undulation and sort of made it, kind of the newer, like fun style of golf where it's shaved a lot around the edges and you can kind of play it up and over humps and stuff. So
That's not fun.
yeah. I don't think the practice rounds are a little misleading because the pin's right in the middle of the green, which is typically a very slopey spot. So I think once they start getting the pins in the bowls and kind of the wind's blowing certain directions, I don't think it's going to play that crazy. And you can actually probably hit some shots really close because it'll funnel towards pins. But the low score today at Magnolia was 3 under, I believe. And then 7's leading, which was shot at the Marshwood course where I played. So I'm pumped about it because the weather's going to be atrocious. It's going to be really cold, wind's going to be blowing. It's supposed to chance of rain. So all
Gotta
the
be
low scores
mentally
that were shot
tough.
today,
Yeah.
the low scores that were shot today have to go over there and do it on that track. So I think the wave it'll be good.
All right. So talk about.
Hold on. Wyatt, Blayne was talking about his preparation going into this. And I mean, besides the breakfast this morning, like what's your thought process? Because he said the way, like we talked about a scorecard and we talked about how he kind of eases into it. What is your thought process going into this as well?
My thought process is don't mess up.
Don't leave any putter covers, right?
Just stay out of the way. Is that it? Just stay out of the way.
That's right. Stay out of the way.
Don't lose any.
I'll remain no comment as to whether or not he achieved his intended goal.
I mean,
you just do some knee bends. You mean, do you stretch at all?
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you got the nervousness going, but the you started out on fire at the house. I didn't know if that attitude continued to the course, or it kind of got to, all right, now it's time for the boss to do his job, so I'm staying out of the way and let him do his thing.
Yeah, well, I've got my natural swagger that I always have,
I can tell.
and that never leaves. That's just who I am.
And I mean, if he was paying attention at all while I was warming up, he was getting comfortable for sure if he was watching.
Speaking of your swagger, Wyatt, I'm just going to draw attention real quick. I have a sweatshirt of the shirt you're wearing, which is Miyagi-Do Karate. So put him in a body bag is the absolute vibe that we have got going on this week. And Blayne is putting them in a body bag.
I love it. I love it. So all right, tee times. All right. So you had an early one this morning. So
Yep.
will you go late tomorrow?
It's not as late as like a typical early or like
Yeah.
morning and then afternoon, but it's an hour later. So I'm at like, I think 9:51 tomorrow.
Because it's 2 courses. Yeah. So
That's right. Yep.
And then which course? How does the tee times and stuff work for the rest of the weekend? And then
Yeah.
which course will they stick with over the weekend?
Yeah. So the course I played today, Marshwood, is the quote unquote host course. So the leaders will play for Marshwood on the final round on Sunday. So after tomorrow, they'll repair and they'll go into basically 2 groups. Top half of the leaderboard will play Magnolia on Saturday. Bottom half of the leaderboard will play Marshwood.
Gotcha.
And then they'll repair again, but only amongst those 2 groups because you have to switch courses again. So everybody plays everything twice. So there will be scenarios where a guy doesn't play well the first 2 days, has a good Saturday. Somebody plays well the first 2 days, has a bad Saturday, and then you'll get people to get their card off the Marshwood and the Magnolia
Yeah.
just by virtue of the way it splits. But whoever plays well these first 2 days will finish on Marshwood.
That's awesome. That's pretty
Yeah.
That's a neat, that's back and forth, but
Yeah.
Every question
sorry. No, you're good. So it'll be confusing, like for the streaming and following the leaderboard and stuff on Sunday. Like people finish on both courses, but that's just because of you have to keep them in the same bucket, so we all play the same courses twice.
yeah, makes sense.
You read those emails really good because every question we've asked you, like you just nail all this incredibly complex, complicated, who finishes where, getting what. Just, I mean, I'm
just trying to be a wealth of knowledge for the listener.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell us one more time, break it down, what we're how the different I guess place finishes and what you get, tiers and this, that, and the other. Tell us again what we're trying to shoot for. Obviously we're trying to win, but what the different tiers get.
Yep. So top 40 and ties are guaranteed the first 4 starts. And on the Korn Ferry Tour, every 4 events, they reshuffle the points.
Right.
And then that's how they create the priority for how you get in events.
Right.
So top 40 and ties, top 10 minus the winner. So 2 through 10 get the first 8 starts. So you get exempt through 2 reshuffles. And then the winner is fully exempt for the whole year. So they're not subject to reshuffle. So I came into the week. Obviously I'm here. Feel like game's good, competing for the win. But ideally at the worst, a top 10 would be the goal. And then we're playing for a purse this week too. So first stage, second stage, there's no money. But if you get your card, you will at least make your money back for Q School, which, I paid $4,750 to play in Q School. So you get at least your money back in a little bit, and then the winner gets like 50 grand. So you're playing, still playing for not a full Korn Ferry purse, but you're playing for a significant amount of money this week too. So,
and 41 through bottom of the field gets
the retry
anything.
Later.
What does 41 and below get?
They're just listed as conditional. So without tons of detail, about 50 people are fully exempt from last season. So that's 50 people. You're going to have another 45 from this week. So that's close to 90. You're going to have some PGA Tour guys who are conditional out there that will play down. So let's say that's another 15. So now we're close to 100. And then so the remaining 100 conditional, like half of them will probably get in an event, but at some point somebody will be the first guy out. And then that will just change week to week based off field size or based off PGA Tour players that play down. It's a difficult position to be in because you can't
control your own destiny. Yeah.
You don't control it. You can like get a call on Tuesday and you're in, West Palm Beach and we're playing in a tournament in Vegas. And then like you get in the tournament, you got to travel quickly. So it's just, it's a difficult spot to be in. You got to play Mondays to try to get starts and get in the reshuffle. Because if you're a conditional member and you get in an event, either via an invite or from Monday qualifying, you then accumulate points if you make the cut and you can start shuffling in. You can actually go from the low rung up into you're fine for the rest of the season. But it's a tough spot to be in. So that's why having the starts is helpful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then those first 4, so like you have to play those 4. If you miss one, you just lose it, or is it, you can use them at your discretion, or how does the 4 starts work?
You can still, you're still an independent contractor. I mean, you can still do whatever you want. If you go play the first week, top 10 it, you can be like, yeah, I don't want to go to Panama, so I just skip, and you can not play, and then you'll just shuffle where you shuffle.
Gotcha.
But on this tour, a lot of the guys are new guys, young guys. They'll play them all. Like in my mind, if I go into the season in the position I want to be in, I probably won't play at the most maybe 2 of those 4 weeks, just because travel's difficult. The golf courses are 30 minutes from the hotel. You're on a bus. You're waiting for shuttles. It's not ideal. I mean, I've done it. I've done it enough to where I just like, if I can avoid it, I'm going to.
Yeah, and if you take Wyatt to Panama, you may not get him back.
That's right. And I'm also looking out for him for sure. Yeah.
Right.
So
you may just stay down there. No, that's awesome. So Blayne, did you see that we kind of started a little trend today for you in your honor? Did you see it on social media?
I've gotten some texts and I've seen some social media posts. Yes.
Yeah. So Nate and I both played today, and
they kept it clean, which is kind of odd.
Yeah,
that's not a usual thing.
Your ankles out.
Ankles
out for Blayne
AOFBB. AOFBB. Write it down. Get it tattooed on your forehead, folks.
Ankles out for Blayne. Yep, it worked. You got it right.
I thought about it for like the last 2 minutes trying to make sure I had it down.
You wrote it down, didn't you?
Who did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nate definitely wrote that down. He's not the big acronym guy. No, so we are talking about Primo Golf Apparel. We are partnering with them as well as Blayne does as well, and we are supporting Blayne with the joggers today while we play golf, and they're very comfy. They're very light, and it's the
material is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's like you're not even wearing pants. And it will turn heads.
Yes.
It will turn heads. But here's the thing.
It will.
You better be prepared to play. You got to play. If you wear these things,
yes, bring it.
You better be ready to light it up, because people are going to have their eyes on you. But check them out. Primo Golf Apparel. Use coupon code DADPOD 15 DADPOD 15 and take 15% off your next order. And then you can look as studly as Blayne in these things. I can't quite pull it off, but I'm liking it. I feel like I can.
We gave you a little bit of crap about this, Blayne, because I told you that we couldn't pull it off. I honestly felt that I looked better in them than I thought I would. I still didn't look, but not by much. Yeah, not by much, but I still.
You're entitled to your own opinion.
I know, but
I'm kidding. You look great.
So I wore them at a tournament on Tuesday, and I told Kyle. I texted Kyle and Nate. I did it to the group text, and the way I was hitting my wedges, I said, "Guys, I've got to have like a pair of every color, because I can't hit it
you in the zone."
I was like, I can't hit it outside of 10 feet with a wedge. Now, we're not going to go anywhere else with the other clubs that I had in my hand, but I'm just going to say that around the greens, I'm going to have to change pants every single time.
That's what's needed for the wedge game.
Something that Blayne and I have worked with Primo on is getting that elastic the same color, because it was important to me and it was important to Blayne. And thankfully, we got that handled, and so it's basically perfect now. Yeah,
you spearheaded that effort.
Right.
fantastic.
Well, I would say it was a team effort, 80-20.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really glad we got to that point.
Nate, is that the Swannies pullover too?
Yeah, I'm
you
blaming
totally-
kind of hard today.
Are you really? Yeah, you
Yeah.
are blaming hard.
I'm blaming
hard
really
today,
hard
man.
today.
Blaine
Yeah.
so hard today. I love
You
it.
are a Barbenite today.
I went to Blaine's Bible study this morning.
Gracious.
We actually prayed for Blayne
You
to
did?
play well. Tommy
Nice.
Kayworth said a little prayer for you. So
That's sweet.
That's
we're,
awesome.
we're going all out for you.
I had Blaine's
I love
shoes
it.
on today. With
Yes,
joggers.
you did. Yes, you
So-
did.
There's a big Blayne Barber
It
vibe
was
in
a
Auburn.
big
and
Blayne
Yeah.
Barber
I'm
vibe.
thankful.
I have
Actually-
no problem being a Blayne Barber.
I actually worked
groupie.
today, Blaine. I'm sorry. Some of us had to spend time at the office.
I'm actually in
Apologize.
West Point, Mississippi on a business trip. So I was talking you up to a whole
He's on
bunch
a
of folks.
business trip.
Whole
Yeah.
bunch of folks. Yeah.
A lot of
business.
quotations thrown up there.
According to all the social media posts he's made for us and texts he sent us, he's been on a business trip.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's how it
Exactly.
works. Write it
that
off,
has
baby.
nothing to do with the business that he's involved in. I don't know.
No, it does. It does. I mean, like the people are here.
His real
We're
job.
playing golf. So
Getting the
whatever.
business end of a bogey out there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what's the routine? It's when we're recording this, it's like late afternoon. I guess you're an hour ahead, so it's getting
Yeah.
close to like, I guess, dinner time, whatever. What's the
Yep.
routine for the rest of the evening, and then getting ready for the second round?
We went straight from the golf course to get coffee because I'm just a coffee guy.
Big coffee guy.
Great little coffee shop here in Savannah. Hit that up, Coffee Fox. And then I came back. I was so tired. I laid down in the bed and fell asleep for 35 minutes
Love
with
it.
the espresso running through my veins.
Mm.
So that was
You
part of me
won.
being 4 minutes late is because I was sleeping.
You're a competitor. You're a
It's
competitor.
fun, man.
You beat
Yeah,
them.
hour
and
sleeping.
we're going. So we're staying with some dear friends of mine that I've gotten to know. I've stayed with. We were connected from some mutual friends, and I've stayed with them every time I've been to Savannah the last 3 years. So 3 Korn Ferry Tour events here at the landings, and then now Q School. So they're great. And then got my mom here this week. She's sitting over here.
Mom.
And
Hey, Miss Barber.
so we're going to one of the other. So we're staying in the development. 6 golf courses here. They have 4 clubhouses. 2 of the ones have 2 courses going out of the same clubhouse, and like Marshwood, Magnolia, where we're at. So we're gonna go have dinner somewhere over there, and then just go to bed and wake up and do it again.
Awesome. Why?
So
you
now we
you
know why
staying
Wyatt's
zoning?
behaving. Mom's watching over.
Yeah.
That's why Wyatt's behaving.
Right.
There you go. Why you
So-
gotta stay in the zone, baby. We gotta keep you in the zone. You gotta keep our man in the zone. So hang in
I mean,
there.
I live in the zone.
Live in it. I
He,
love
he
it.
lives in some zone. I don't know which zone it is, but he's in a zone.
A zone. I love it.
Blayne, is there like the I guess I'm asking about the vibe. So this is not do or die. I don't want to make it sound so intense, but is there a different vibe this morning than maybe just a middle of the season Korn Ferry Tour event or PGA Tour event? I mean, these guys are obviously playing for their job, for their future this year. Is there any sort of maybe a more intensity than your normal event?
Yeah, not from my vantage point. This feels like a Korn Ferry Tour event. We have the whole rules staff here. We have the whole media staff here. We have the truck that carries around all of the essential logistical type things. There's ropes. There's volunteer scores. There's volunteer for security and everything. So this just feels like a normal week to me. But you can definitely tell. I mean, a lot of these guys are here for the first time. They're fresh out of college. They're you get a little bit of everything. Steve LeBrun is here for the 18th time. He's been to Q School
Wow.
18 times, which is
Wow.
amazing. So yes, it is more, this sets up the rest of your year in terms of what you're going to be able to play and how you're going to be able to set your schedule. So there is a certain level of intensity to it, but it feels like a regular event, just because I'm used to playing in them. So it's
Was
kind
your
of,
playing partner today one of the newbies or somebody that's been around a while? So y'all kind of had the same mindset.
we had both. So Harrison Endicott he probably was close to getting his tour card. He's a good player. He's an Australian guy, younger than me, but probably mid to late 20s. Has been on the Korn Ferry for a little while, so he's a good player. And then the other guy Jacob Bergeron is 23, but has been playing pro golf for like 3 or 4 years. He left school early and turned pro, but has played mostly mini tour stuff, and then was exempted here by virtue of Latin America. So he played PGA Tour Latin America last year and had a good season. So
that was a strong group.
Seasoned pro, but yeah. So I mean, like, you know, Harrison already has some sort of status from last year. So probably like Jacob's probably in the most new position in our group, but yeah, it was pretty chill amongst us.
And you'll play with them tomorrow before they start repairing.
That's right. Yeah, we'll have the same group tomorrow.
So y'all all played pretty well. Does that help? Does that help? Do you feel like it helps you, or does it have no effect whatsoever as far as like seeing people hit good shots?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you hear that a lot, and I've thought about it. I guess subconsciously, some weeks, if you're all really hot, it can kind of spur you on to keep it going. But like first round of the tournament, I'm not really too concerned about what they're doing. Probably more so like on Saturday, Sunday, when you're playing with the people around your score and you're kind of competing and trying to beat the guy in your group and whatever, and trying to finish the tournament off. But the first day or two, I don't think I wouldn't say too much.
I think that's pretty fair. Well, dude, thanks for hopping on with us after your round. Hey, we're available all weekend. So if you want to jump in again and give us an update,
keep it going.
Let's keep the vibe going. I may wash these pants and wear them again tomorrow. I may wear them the whole rest of the week. So
Primo, send Kyle more than one pair. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
What's up?
I was really
player.
What's that?
On the range. I saw a player on the range today wearing joggers. Like, it's coming.
You
guys are ahead of the curve.
The wave is on its way. Ankles
you're
out.
You're not the first one that's told us that. We know we're ahead of the curve.
We're way ahead. I was really pulling for Ben not to like his so I could have him.
He texted me. He's like, hopefully Ben doesn't like his pants.
He said it was funny because he said, I'm going to drop them off at the club on my way out of town. I want you to wear them for the scramble that I had to play in an AU club. And so I get there and I want to, I mean, you know, these things, they give you free food. And yeah, exactly. They give you free food and all this free stuff, and you're visiting with people. And I'm getting blown up by Kyle. He's like, "Have you tried them on? What do they look like? If you don't want them, I want them. What are you doing?
Don't look good. Like? No, not a good fit for
picture." I mean, I looked down at my phone and I was like, "Give me 10 minutes to get there and get my clothes on, man." Jiminy Christmas.
And then he put them on. I was like, "Dang it, they look good." No, I love them. We love them. We appreciate it, dude. Y'all get some rest. Stay in the zone. Wyatt, there's no problem for you. You live in the zone, and then
you look focused, Wyatt.
Yeah, we'll be following along tomorrow. It's live scoring on PGA Tour app, so anybody can follow along as well. Go ahead and star Blayne up so you can follow him throughout the round and throughout the weekend, and we will hopefully holler at you tomorrow and get a little update.
Hey, Wyatt,
sounds good.
2011 Masters, Schwartzel went off on the back nine. Maybe a good pick for tomorrow morning. May save it for the weekend. Just kind of want to throw that out there. I know you're probably already thinking about it.
Save that. Keep
four birdies in a row for the dub.
Yep. Yeah. Keep 2019 in your pocket.
15 on right now.
There you go.
15 on right now. Yeah.
We got to save 2019 for Sunday morning. Okay. So let's save it for Sunday morning.
That's a good call.
There you go. All right, guys. Y'all have a good evening, and we will catch y'all tomorrow. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Always stroking.